I'm probably looking rough. And do it my fly. Alright, you're not putting that in.
Cold open.
We'll get there.
What do we have, a studio?
Never give up. We don't need an audience. We'll just do this.
Hey. We have an average viewer count of 22 people.
Wow. I'm impressed. Anything more than 5, and I'm like...
You gotta get me above 12.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
God, that's a bit too close.
Welcome to the Banana Split Podcast, episode 16.
All right, then. It's Patrick and Jaden, as you well know, hopefully.
Patrick,
otherwise...
Jaden. So, before we get started...
It's been quite a few weeks. A lot to catch up on, but we'll try not to
My favourite thing is...
dilly-dally.
I already know he has this.
Oh, presents. I didn't even think.
It's fine. I knew he wouldn't. I already know he has this, so I need to go get him the other season of it, because I checked as I got here.
Oh. See, I feel bad now because I didn't get you anything. And it was
Good. It's content.
It's present enough that you were here. But here we go.
Yeah.
Christmas time.
Which you already have.
Where? I've been... Oh, yeah. Now, what I'm looking for is I bought Castle Rock and I can't find it.
So, in other words, I'll get you season 2 later.
Well, how am I going to do with 2 seasons? Like...
You've got season 1.
Yeah, now I've got 2 season 1s. So...
Well, no, you're going to have... No, you don't. You know, I'm taking this back.
Fair enough.
Season 2.
All right, good. Yeah, I mean, it is on Prime, but still, it's nice to have the...
Physical media, because I know you.
Yeah.
You probably won't ever open it. It's fine. It'll come back a year.
I had some internet problems the other day, and we definitely got through a couple of DVDs. It's good, always good to have as a backup for when the apocalypse comes.
Or, you know, because he won't shut up about it, what I'll do is I'll get him Tenet.
Ha! I like that, but geez, I don't know if I'd go to the length of actually buying that. If it was 4K, there's some really good sequences, so I'd probably just watch over and over again.
Yeah.
But the entire thing's a bit of a brain scramble. So.
You know what's sad? The microphone's almost taller than me now.
Well, hopefully this works, because last time I heard it, how good it was when you picked it up. So
Physics!
yeah, it's amazing. Anyway, let's get on with the news, because it's been quite a while and we've got a lot to get through, as I said. So
This guy's always on the news, and I'm like, I'm not a journalist.
I know. Neither am I, but I'm into this stuff. I speak about it with some superficial knowledge and passion. So, you know, hopefully there's other geeks out there that do find it interesting.
What he's decided to do is he's brought on someone who just sees himself as completely superficial. I'm pretty.
Fair. Yep, no, sum that up. Got to get the younger audience in somehow. Oscar Isaac is to star as Solid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid movie. So that's finally happening. They've been talking about it for years. And by the end of the games, it was almost a movie with like little sections of running around inside a box already. So, but yeah, Oscar Isaac, you're giving him all the work. Him and that Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, because he was in Wonder Woman as well. Yeah.
Yep. So you saw that, didn't you?
I saw Wonder Woman.
All right.
A thing I noticed is there's one specific box that I have at my work.
Right.
That I can do the Metal Gear Solid thing, where I can just shrink down.
It's like big enough.
Yeah.
And then someone's going to come around the corner and be like, dink!
Yeah.
And be like, oh, it's just a box.
Hole. Yeah. I've scared a few people at work doing that.
Nice.
Yeah. And made a lot of people laugh.
Yeah. Reminds me of an episode of The Office.
Do you want to do me a favour? Because there was a third guest that was meant to come here that I forgot to bring.
You forgot?
I forgot to bring our third guest.
You're talking about Brad?
No.
Oh.
No. There's also a SIM card on your
floor. Yeah, no, that's for my Optus, which I was going to have to restart because I'd broken up with someone and then they came back. So now I don't need it because I'm using their internet. So that can sit there. I'm good. I think we're all right this time. Anyway, wait.
I'm not going to ask any further questions on that.
Yeah.
So
long story.
Go to my profile. Go to my profile.
Oh, you're talking about this guy?
Yeah, that guy. I was gonna bring that guy.
Oh.
I was gonna bring that guy to set. He'll be here next episode.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
You're gonna put that up on the.
Yeah, he's gonna be. Yeah, that'll go up there, and he'll sit right here. He's a small person.
Yeah, I did notice that. That was cute.
Yeah.
So how much was that?
I don't know.
That was a present.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Of course.
Yeah.
Perfect present for me.
It's one of those 3D scan toy things. I've seen them at conventions, and that actually looks like a decent.
It looks like me.
Yeah. No, it pretty much nailed it.
Yeah.
Was that your parents or?
Aunt. Yeah, the one who did planned like.
I've never got a gift that good from an aunt. I don't think I got any gifts this year from any of my aunts.
Yeah.
I got a book from my mum, which is pretty standard, and I gave her some soap, so I can't really complain. Gave my brother 2 different packets of, the links.
Yeah, Africa.
Like gift packs that they do. Yeah, 2 Africa links things, because I'd forgotten and that was about it.
I got my sister, she's obsessed with The Office, so I got her an Office board game. What she doesn't know, what I've been working on for 2 years, is custom making...
I hope she doesn't watch this.
No, she doesn't fucking watch this. I'm not worried at all. Custom making her an Office Monopoly. That's what I'm currently working on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there isn't one out there.
There is.
All right.
It's you can't buy it anymore. So I'm making my own version.
I'm sure that someone has one secondhand on eBay.
Yes, but they're incredibly expensive.
Really? Did it become like a collector's thing? Cool.
Yeah, it's like $600, and I'm like, it's not worth that. I got my mother stuff for the garden. It's like basically these light up LED balls that glow. She's a real big gardener. She loves a garden.
And she's into LED balls.
Well, it's like she likes pretty lights in the backyard.
Yeah.
So I was like, here you go. Let's put the rest of the stuff in the backyard to shame. My father, my stepfather, I got it. He's addicted to Coke, Coca-Cola. I need to specify because Western Sydney. So I got him an official merchandised Coke hat.
Yep.
I got my father a beard trimmer because every time I see him, he's got like a cut.
You like to go and get it done like professionally though? No. All right. It's good I went too far because I noticed that article about Cyberpunk, the porn parody. Got to say, I did find a clip. Wasn't too impressed. The marketing oversold the content a little bit.
Well, speaking of...
there was no like fancy, SFX, prosthetics, or like weird cyberpunk things. It was basically just a bunch of tattoos, the purple hair a little bit. And because it was 3D, it was like... I think Pornhub, and we can talk about Pornhub.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're going to segue into that,
you could sort of look around like one of those stupid 3D photos you get on Facebook sometimes. Oh, yeah. So you were like the POV.
That's what you need to be.
You're pretty much just on your back, and there's the 2 girls being like, hey, we're helping you out, bro. Like, we're Joy Toys and all that. I don't know if they use the actual...
That's when the BT stuff... That's the early version of BTs right there.
Yeah, or BDs.
BDs, whatever it is.
Like the virtual reality. Yeah, that becomes a big part of the game, actually. It's interesting. Like, that's one of the few mechanics or game like modes which is a little bit different, like this kind of original where you get to review an event from the perspective of whoever went through it.
Yeah.
And then
this makes you I felt like Batman in a way.
Yeah, I guess it's like the detective mode in that, like you can reverse, go forward in time, jump around.
But there's more layers to it.
Yeah, you can just listen to the audio, you can look at like the heat signatures, all that sort of thing. So yeah, that was interesting. After the first few missions though, with like Everlearn and Judy, where you did it, I haven't really done it since. I've been playing quite a few hours and it hasn't really come up again, but it's a cool little twist. I don't know about this whole like VR porn thing. I think I'll wait for the generations to skip a few, like leapfrog to into like almost real, like cyberpunk style stuff. That will be.
You'll be 80.
But by that time, I'll need like the number of different.
I want to get off. It's Mia Khalifa.
Kinds of medication you're going to need to make it worthwhile. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pornhub just lost like. Someone posted a meme, and I don't know where. I put it somewhere.
It's in the group.
Right, yeah, where it was one shot of
They lost like 5 million.
Yeah, it was like search all like 10 million videos or something.
They cut like 5 million. It's down to like 2 million right now.
Yeah. And it was an interesting strategy to deal with the fact that there was accusations that there was clips on there from unauthorized or unverified users.
Oh, no.
That had like women in it that didn't want to be on it. Or women that were too... weren't women. They were girls, not old enough. So,
you know what I've realised?
Yep.
We've lost the B movie on Pornhub.
Yeah, all that stuff too. Like people uploading documentaries and like movies and sports events that you couldn't otherwise put on YouTube because of copyright claims. So I don't know where they're going to go now. I've got a feeling it's going to drive that kind of stuff underground. Like a lot of people look for the amateur content or the stuff that's a bit like off the reservation.
Crazyshit.com. Crazyshit.com.
Really? Is that a thing? That's such a like on the nose name. I'm not going to go
Go ahead.
Not on my phone.
Perfectly legal, I promise you.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just
you find some
I
really.
can see why they did it. The banks basically got involved and said, we're not going to let people use our credit card system unless you wipe out all that content that you can't stand behind. Like, basically, we're going to play it as safe as possible and assume that if it's on there, even though they're not uploading it, other people are, we could get in trouble for it. So that's why they got rid of it. It wasn't like Pornhub were finally like, we've seen the light and we want to do the right thing. It was the banks.
Yeah.
So let's not pat them on the back too much for trying to get rid of dodgy videos. But it was just, yeah, I'm in two minds. I can see the reasoning. I can see why it could be a good thing in some ways. And yeah.
But the real question is, do you like jazz?
Yeah, actually. If it's the right, like maybe blues and jazz. Like the old school stuff. Bit of Chubby Checker.
I'm hoping you understand that was a B movie reference. Do you like jazz?
Okay, I haven't seen that for a long time. I don't think I even saw the entire thing. I know it was like Jerry Seinfeld's last attempt at doing anything other than stand-up.
Whatever they want, whatever the fuck he wanted.
And we're going to touch on, I guess, Cyberpunk and stuff as we go.
Yeah, of course, but we're going to touch on this. This is a fucking pretty momentous
thing. Is this really happening?
Yes, it's been confirmed. It's fucking shared by Floyd Mayweather himself.
Unbelievable. How much are they getting paid for this?
Oh my fuck.
Are they getting paid the same amount each? Like, what do you know other than the fact that it's happening?
I don't know much other than the fact that it's happening. I just know either way, Logan Paul is going to make a shit ton of money.
Yeah, and it's content and all that. And I guess eventually he'll get out of hospital. But like, I know he can wrestle.
Well, it's like...
this is a boxing match, right?
Yeah.
So
it's like...
he's not going to be able to use his...
Yeah, those little posts you go, you'll get paid $50 million, but you have to crush this bunny with your foot. Logan Paul's the bunny, and he's like, I'll take the money.
Yeah, he's got no shame.
Would you
enjoy watching him getting his ass kicked.
Floyd Mayweather for $20 million? Because that's my estimation of minimum of what he's going to make.
I can be pretty quick in the ring if I need to be. I've had to run around chased by my brother once or twice because he's done...
Would you box Floyd Mayweather for $20 million?
It depends whether I have to stand there and just take a few hits or if I'm allowed to like sprint around the ring for the 60
You have
seconds.
to legitimately box Floyd Mayweather.
So I have to walk up to him with my hands up and be all right, let's go.
It's a clause in your contract. You have to legitimately try.
Yeah, all right. Wow. Okay.
For $20
Can I take
million.
a whole bunch of drugs beforehand? Or are they going to do a blood test? Like I'm talking painkillers, I'm talking those beta blockers to like chill you out. You know how like people have you heard of that when they do like a bank robbery or something? Or like even some of those mass murderers, like those shooters.
I'll give you painkillers and maybe some Xanax.
I don't think ecstasy would work very well.
Neither would acid.
Yeah. No, that would... that would be a bad trip. Damn.
So yeah, $20 million, would you do it?
Fuck yeah. I am that poor.
Same question. I feel like a much different answer. Tyson.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's a massive difference between the two boxers. I know Tyson bites.
Have you seen the size of them two?
No, not really. Like I couldn't...
Floyd Mayweather is smaller man.
Right, okay.
Tyson is Tyson.
Tyson is, I know he's big. I just assumed Mayweather was also big.
No, he welterweight.
All right, okay.
Tyson heavyweight.
Yeah, no.
Ooga batuga.
He could kill someone.
Yeah.
As long as I get to take him, like, it would take a year or so to get myself fighting fit.
I mean, Tyson just had his return fight as well.
I would need to be training for 20 years and, like, at my peak, and I still wouldn't be fighting fit enough to really fight him, but, like, just enough to survive for 30 seconds. Yeah, I'd still take it because
it's like
it's $20 million.
On the Tyson return fight, Jake Paul, Logan's brother, beat the NBA star. So
which star?
I don't fucking remember his fucking name.
Yeah,
it's this Jake Paul.
I haven't seen many of these.
Floored him in the first round not
Right.
dropped him.
So is Jake Paul the younger brother?
Yes, and
Right.
Jake Paul's the one that everyone hates.
Yeah.
Logan Paul's the one that everyone's starting to go like, you know what? He's not that bad anymore.
I've only seen the clips of when he went to Japan and they kind of filmed a dead person.
Yeah.
And made, like, the stuff they did on the street seemed pretty silly. But other than that, I don't really...
He's gotten a much bigger interest in Pokemon now. He's done what I think is incredibly stupid, and he's called out after winning.
This is Jake?
Jake Paul is unbeaten in boxing.
Right.
Right? And I think that's only like 3-0.
Yeah.
I think.
It's a bit early to start saying, oh, no one's beat me.
Yeah.
You've only had 3 fights.
None of them were legitimate boxers.
No.
But he's now decided, you know who I'm going to call out? I'm going to call out Conor McGregor.
Oh, good luck with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why doesn't he just go for, like, who's that giant Russian that was in the fight with Conor McGregor?
Khabib.
Where everyone just jumped in? Yeah.
Yeah, Khabib's retired.
You might as well, yeah, but, I mean, it's for a celebrity, like, money match type.
Yeah,
silly-
but there's the more money. Conor
like
is always the big money.
Yeah, all right, okay. I just...
The hype that Conor brings.
They're both scary, obviously, but Khabib somehow looks more menacing. If you had to...
It's the beard. It's
put
the
him
beard in
into,
the
like-
face, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're just going to throw him into, like, some B-grade horror movie or
Yeah,
something...
it just looks like he'd wrestled bears as a child.
Yeah.
Which now I'm going to put this photo
Or
of
if it
him
was
as
like
a
the
9-year-old.
X-Files and you had to have, like, that... You know, remember the alien hunter guy?
I haven't seen the X-Files.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
He looked human, but he wasn't.
Yeah, Khabib just looks like he wrestles bears as a kid.
Yeah.
Which, conveniently, I'm going to put the photo up of Khabib at 9 years old wrestling a bear.
Yeah, no, that's a whole nother level of crazy. Yeah, that'd be
Russia.
another one. Would you take $20 million to fight? Like, see, the thing is with Tyson, he's like 50 now.
Yeah.
So
But it's still Tyson.
I know. And even if he kills me, at least the money then goes to my children.
Well, like, how much
So
money to fight Vin Diesel?
I'd probably do it for like 10 grand. Like,
You would fight Vin
Yeah.
Diesel for 10 grand.
fuck yeah, I'm that poor. Like, I could use that money. So, obviously I'd want more.
But so do
if
you think,
possible,
okay, do
but-
you think you're winning that fight?
No, I'd never win that fight. I just watched a movie with Vin Diesel. And,
Yeah, but like, it's all
he's still-
choreographed.
I know, but he's still pretty fit.
I reckon there's a decent chance that I could beat Vin Diesel.
Really?
Because of my wrestling background, I reckon, I not knock him out. I think I could choke him out.
I can't think of one Hollywood star that I could beat. And that includes women. I'm not trying to, like... I think Sandra Bullock would kick my ass.
Sandra
Hilary
Bullock was
Swank would kick my ass.
current Chuck Norris.
James Spader, I might have a chance. See how we go.
Who was David Spade? You could beat David
Right,
Spade.
yeah, I was trying to think of his name. Yeah. And there's another guy that's like tall and skinny and was on TV for a while and probably before your time. Just had this really... Andy Dick.
No, you couldn't beat Andy Dick. No, it's not. No, it's nothing against you.
Someone has broken his nose.
It's
and
just
it was,
all the drugs that Andy Dick is on.
Yeah. He made a bad joke about this guy's wife that had been killed. Oh, you know the dude that was in The Simpsons and on news radio? And he's like Troy McClure, he did his voice.
Oh, yeah.
And his wife went crazy and shot herself and shot him first. That would be really clever if she managed to somehow shoot him after she'd shot herself.
But so here's the thing. I'm certain that if you went out on a bender with Andy Dick
Right.
and you lived, I'm pretty certain
Oh,
at that
okay.
point.
Yeah. Now you're making it
I'm
interesting.
pretty certain at that point.
Who could drink who under the table? I'm sure Andy would win.
Oh,
that
Andy
one.
wins against it.
Yeah.
I think put him against Charlie Sheen, then maybe. Andy, if you can survive a bender on a night out with fucking Andy Dick, I'm pretty certain you're immortal.
No, okay. I didn't know he was at like Nick Nolte levels of like abuse, like substance abuse, but
Andy Dick, mate.
yeah, okay. I'll just take your word for it. Like what, does he put Johnny Depp to shame and like at his peak? Or who?
Yeah, I'd
who
say
else?
so.
I know
He
Robert
fought-
Downey Jr. did a fair bit of blow.
I'd still say Andy Dick.
All right. I don't know where that's coming from, but I'll just take your word for it. I don't
Do
have
some-
an encyclopedic knowledge of Andy Dick. I just remember that
even
he was
I don't, but I
an
just know-
annoying character on a show.
Just do some research later about Andy Dick.
And the other thing I know is that, yeah, some comedian punched him because he made a bad joke about the Troy McClure guy getting killed. Phil something. That's going to annoy me later. And yeah, I've said this before.
Paddle, put it in post.
Yeah, sure. Whenever I listen to these things, I don't know how to do the writing. I tried to put it in once. Whenever I listen to a podcast or even my own, as soon as I hear myself struggling to remember a name, I know the name. Mario Lopez is to play Colonel Sanders in a Lifetime movie where he is basically, it's a romantic comedy and he's trying to find, like, come up with his secret recipe and find true love. I have no idea how that's going to work, but I hope it looks like it's obviously tongue-in-cheek. There's no way you could do that with any amount of, like, seriousness. I'm hoping it's sort of based on I know there was an anime.
Oh, the game?
Yeah, video game.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a nod to that. KFC are doing some weird shit lately. Speaking of them, they've also really confirmed.
I'll take my 4K KFC console, please. That's like, 240 hertz.
I know we joked about it before. We couldn't figure out whether it was real or not, but apparently, yeah, it has been recently confirmed as a real thing that is happening. I guess it's basically like one of those PC-based consoles where it's just like a really high-end gaming PC stuffed into a box, and then it's got a chicken warmer.
How much is that going to cost, though?
I have no idea yet. But
do you reckon if like you buy enough chicken, they'll give it to you?
Or they should do some promo where it's like if you eat
just like
chicken every day, if you just go to KFC for dinner every day for a year, then it's yours.
Or it's like
I could do that.
Why? Like
obviously I do that to a degree already.
Do it like you do just like trying to make a viral image or something and just be like, or just something that KFC could use to promote.
Yeah, that's probably not a good look, actually, come to think of it. Yeah. If you have, like, at the start of the year and at the end of the year, and they're just wheeling me in and out of there.
Yeah, in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah. But no, I want that console.
It's like, why are you KFC's number one fan? And then, like, it's just a video of me waking up in a chicken suit to grabbing chicken. This is cannibalism.
Yeah, no, I got to give KFC like props for keeping 2020 not just awful, but also a little bit weird.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, that's what have we got? 2 days left. I'm hoping, considering you're not
4.
working, you can get this out
by the end of the year.
But I'm not going to.
I mean, getting it done to getting it to you is two different stories.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. 2020 did bite me in the ass one last time before it ended. Even then, it's still, knock on wood.
Woman, job.
I went running.
Oh, always a bad idea.
Yeah, I went running with a friend. Because I was with her, I couldn't exactly stop when this happened. Ironically, I had stopped because I was fucking exhausted. I think we was 3Ks in, and I'm like, I haven't done cardio in a very long time.
Yeah, cardio sucks.
And I collapsed on the grass. I got stung by a bee.
Wow. Are you, like, allergic to bees?
No.
Okay.
No. Nice. Second time in my life I've been stung by the bee. First time it was I stepped on a bee.
Yeah.
Second time it happened here. I had to pull him out. Stinger broke off and I went, oh, I'm sorry, mate, but, it is what it is.
So you managed to finish the run? Or was that it? You had
no, I was done. I just walked the rest of the way.
That sounds like my school fun runs. We just walked and chatted. Good times. I ran for a little bit a few years ago. It was interesting when you had friends to do it with, but by yourself, like...
you never do it by yourself.
Yeah.
I said to her, I went, listen, this was torture. Maybe next time we go, like, rock climbing or something.
Yeah, you got to make it interesting. Like, I'm really curious about the potential of VR and being able to run around in one of those little...
Being able to go so many places without leaving the comfort of his own home.
Yeah. What do you call them? It's like a treadmill, but it can go in all the directions.
Yeah, the ball thing.
Because I've played it. There's one at Bondi Junction and at Penrith called, I think it's Freak VR, which is a weird name.
I've seen that,
yeah, and they've got a fairly large area for you to run around in because it can pick it up. And you can tell where you're not supposed to leave because in the game there's like this, you're underneath like a tent type. You'll be in like some sort of virtual structure and you can be like, all right, don't leave this and just shoot everything that's coming towards it. And it's some game called Arizona Rising. Or
oh, yeah, that's like zombie. Zombie Arizona thing. Rising is
yeah, so I did that with my son the other week. A lot of fun. I didn't run around too much, but I can see like if you did it for a while because the packs are quite heavy, it's like a 40-kilo rumble backpack thing.
Because when you got hit, you felt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was exciting. And
or if like someone
I could see my son. It was like the avatar was the same height as him. It kind of looked like him. I don't know what I look like. But the response rate and everything was really good. There was a few times where I'm like basically shooting a zombie in the head as it came up to me, and it was a little bit buggy because I think the tech's still pretty new. And they said they had a new game, but it kept crashing. Also, I think they just update the zombie one at the moment. That if you could ever get to the point where I had enough room to put one in my house, that would be amazing. So that's the next big thing, I think. But until then, we've got Cyberpunk, and that makes sense. Like that should be one of the first things when VR gets good. Looking forward to Cyberpunk on that. What else? We've seen some Spider-Man news. They seem to be bringing back everyone. Like
Yeah.
the Garfields, the Maguires, the
Remember when we
Alfred Molina.
debunked that and I said, I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt, I reckon.
No, but it's all. I mean, they're just being seen on set. I don't know if they're just visiting. Yeah, Alfred Molina as Doc Ock is in there. You've got like the Jamie Foxx character. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Tobey Maguire probably dies if he's in
I
it.
really hope it's not just like a background cameo or something like that, like a minor scene, Stan Lee style. I'm hoping they bring them in some way.
Maybe it's post credits.
No, I want it to be.
You want it to be this one.
To be just to do them some justice. Yeah, he was really good. I like Alfred Molina. Spider-Man 2 is like underrated. Spider-Man 3 was awful. Or was it 2 that was like they had too many characters in it? They had Sandman. They had.
That's 3.
Yeah, no, that was.
And you find out that Sandman's the guy who got your fucking thing killed, and like, but then it wasn't, but then it was.
Yeah, it was just a mess. There was way too much studio interference.
And then they had Venom, but it was played by the guy from That 70s Show.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good.
And you're like, Topher Grace, that's the fucking name.
Yeah, that's right. Not the rapey one.
No,
the main
not the pedophile.
Yeah. I thought he was just rapey.
Man, no pedophile.
Okay, I don't remember that part.
Pretty
I just
sure.
remember like women were saying, no, I didn't want him to do that, so please put him in jail. And they did.
I'm pretty sure it was pedophile.
Okay. I thought that was the guy from the singing thing.
No,
Everyone
that too.
sings.
Yeah.
And he shot himself or something.
He hung himself.
Yeah. Either way, ended up for the best.
Everyone on that show is fucked.
I did find they're going to pop up, but the first Cyberpunk thing that I came across, before anyone else was really playing it, I think because there was some early review copies out there.
Is this
the flashing lights?
Yeah, epilepsy warnings.
So they did fix that. They did respond to criticisms that it was triggering epileptic fits. So good for them. But it was just bad that a lot of the fans attacked the woman that complained about the fits she was having. I personally, I don't think I'd had the patch when I went. It was like the first time you go into a BD, and it was like, whoa, okay, I can see what she's talking about.
I think I got it 3 days when it like after 3 days that it come out. So yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was pretty early in, and then I did it again after a patch, and I was like, no, nothing happened. It was just like a quick flash. And fair enough. I mean, a lot of those things you could maybe make it an option. Like I know,
it's not taking anything away.
Yeah, it's not really taking much away. So just fix it. Like I know you can go into and have a colorblind mode, and there's also a mode I think for people that are like handicapped or something to make it easier to move around and stuff. So that's good. But yeah, just some of the fans are shitty. Like there's a really toxic fan base of like incel dudes that just will react really badly to any kind of criticism of the game. Yeah, just fuck those guys basically. And what was her name? Liana Rupert. So look up her stuff. Follow her.
Rupert Grint. I love Harry Potter.
And like touching on something we talked about last episode, Letitia Wright has quit Twitter after being pretty much shamed into realizing that some of the stuff she was posting probably wasn't cool. She didn't go full like, what's the wrestler's name from Mandalorian? Cara Dune is the character name. Anyway, she
why'd you say wrestler? She's not a wrestler.
Shouldn't she used to do wrestling? Or
No.
just MMA?
No, and not to my knowledge.
No, she was totally a martial artist.
Well,
that's
okay,
why.
maybe.
And
There
like,
is, because I say there
that's
is.
how she got famous.
There
and
is
then she
a
did
pro
couple of
wrestler in The Mandalorian. One of the Mandalorians is in the WWE.
movies. Yeah. No, but this was like the really thick chick that.
Yeah,
did
I'm
so.
aware of the one you're talking about.
Yeah, she was totally a wrestler. Wow.
One of the crew in The Mandalorian, the one with like the purplish hair, the one with the fucking that
the
one.
female one?
Yeah, the female
cool.
one, not the main one.
Is she the one that took it down like Tamura Morrison, like the actual Boba Fett? You know, had that little fight and they both used their like rockets and stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Rolling
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was some great. Like, yeah. So that season finished. We're getting more in December. We're getting Boba Fett, the book of. That's going to be exciting.
Speaking of The Mandalorian, Hasbro have done a thing.
Okay, the toy company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Under the Black series of lightsabers are releasing the Darksaber.
Oh yeah. I saw that at Zing.
Yeah. Yeah. I pre-ordered that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be 6 lightsabers that I have.
I had no idea you're one of those guys. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'd want one that was like, I can see putting it on a wall or something and it would look kind of cool. But I'm waiting till they bring out one that actually like slices through everything except Beskar armor. Then I'm all over it. Worth the money.
Man, Pat's really got to get his fucking shit together. I want VR to be like, I want to be able to feel it. No, I don't want to go experience these
I'm
things in
basically
real
like
life.
a 12-year-old and a 40-year-old's body.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you know what? I'd like a lightsaber that actually works.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty rich coming from a guy that has so many prop guns. I don't know. I just...
Why
and,
don't you turn
cars.
yourself into General Talos? Why do you gotta wear a mask?
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Fucking asshole.
Speaking of assholes, Hayden Christensen will reprise Darth Vader.
Baby, come back. You can get it all.
I guess I'm being the asshole there because he's probably a nice guy.
There is nothing that you can't do to the Padawans.
I guess he got soured by the whole prequel.
Fuck George Lucas.
Yeah.
He cannot direct him.
The whole, like, sand.
Sand is coarse, and it gets everywhere.
Because I don't know if he's in the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah, it's the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. They have been shooting it. Like it's been kept very under wraps.
Fucking Ewan McGregor's known about it for years, and he's just been like, oh, hopefully, maybe if they ever decide.
Yeah. He just keeps getting... He's going to be, by the time they finish it, he'll be as old as, like, whoever the actor was that played... I should know.
Alec McGuinness.
That guy, even you know. Yeah. I mean, he's so, like...
The fucking disrespect shown to... I don't know if he was a sir, but he fucking should have been a sir, Alec McGuinness.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was Sir Alec. Yeah. I'm just shit with, like, bringing names to mind.
Alec fucking Guinness.
Has anyone seen the Nobody trailer with Chris... it's Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul.
I bet you somebody's seen it.
Apparently, Christopher Lloyd's in there.
That's gonna be...
I don't remember that part.
Do it for me. That shitty joke.
Where's he going? Oh, I get it, because
Did
Nobody. It's called Nobody.
Yeah, I said, I bet you somebody's seen it. That'll do me. Shitty joke.
It's not an episode without a bad pun from Jaden. I'm going to give you that. Anyway, go look, because it looks fucking awesome. But it's a little like, okay, how many more old white men are we going to get to turn into like an awesome action hero? I think it's more interesting with Bob Odenkirk than Liam Neeson, because Liam Neeson always was kind of like an action man.
Yeah.
Like he even did that A-Team.
That's what they should make. They should make an Action Man movie. Mm-hmm. You remember those toys?
No, I was more of a G.I. Joe guy. Like Action Man just seemed
G.I.
like
Jose!
like that only was created because like G.I. Joe was too hardcore military for the UK and Europe.
And
so they were just like, let's have like a soft, Action Man will just be like scuba diving and like parachuting and doing cool things like that. But, let's not really give him any guns.
His fucking villain had guns come out of his chest.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. It all seemed a bit silly. That's coming from someone who watched G.I. Joe where by the final series there was like Serpentor, a giant snake guy that's 1,000 years old. But still, I prefer like the closer to realistic stuff as possible. And the comics almost got there once or twice. So if you ignore the cartoon and some of the toys, it's actually pretty good. There's been all the trailers for the new Disney
But he wants
stuff.
a real lightsaber, though.
Oh, fuck yeah. Who wouldn't want a real one? Obviously, I'm being, like, ridiculous. They're never going to be able to make one. And if they do, it'll cost, like, $20 million.
And you won't have a license for it.
Yeah, you would need a license of some kind. I just like to think one would fall out of the back of a truck one day.
A truck that Pat was conveniently driving.
Yeah, that would help. Though, then who's the first person they're going to look at? I don't know. I'll just be driving behind it. I don't know if we talked about this already, but Marvel announced they will not replace Chadwick Boseman. They're not going to just bring in another...
I think we always assumed that.
I wasn't sure, because, Disney decided to still keep other people in...
Yeah, but they didn't fucking die. Anthony Mackie...
well, I'm thinking of Princess Leia, like Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
They didn't replace the actor, but they did bring her back as CGI. And they've also done that. Some of the
did they really?
Yeah, they've totally just done CGI.
Yeah, but there were some scenes that she would have filmed already.
Yeah, but there was a whole bunch that were just, CGI Carrie and CGI like a whole bunch of the other actors.
Of Star Wars.
And they said they won't do that with Chadwick. So
speaking of Star Wars and CGI, Mark Hamill.
I was
just a bit off.
Yeah.
Just a little bit off. Also,
they spend so much money on it. Why not just do the deep fake stuff that you can see on YouTube, like the South Park guys?
Why don't you just get fucking the guy
looks better?
Why don't you just get the fucking guy who plays Winter Soldier just to do it, and then it'll be easier to alter his face to look like Mark Hamill.
Yeah, no, that's true. They should really just bring him in.
As well as
they've both confirmed on Twitter that they
see it. as someone who reads lips fairly decently, the words that AI, CGI, Mark Hamill were mouthing is not what he was saying, and so that bugged me a lot.
Wait, what? They dubbed over what?
No, it's just it didn't fit the shape of what he should have been setting.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought it was like maybe Mark Hamill and they just did some...
I think they did, but I think they fucked it up.
Okay. Yeah, no, clearly. It didn't even look as good as like the Robert Downey Jr. stuff.
Yeah.
But, I mean, still, seeing him come in like that, and they kept... I think it was only a couple of scenes where you actually saw his face.
Yeah.
For good all the other stuff using the stunt man, and
you could have just
awesome.
used Mace Windu like in this meme right here.
Yeah, I never expected The Mandalorian to make me cry like it did that final episode. Props. Like that has just gotten stronger and stronger as it's gone on. So it's going to be a long wait. It's going to make it so much harder to just... But they're going to be pumping out plenty of other content.
We'll both be dead, and that fucking Yoda will still be alive. Grogu will still be alive, and we'll both be dead.
Yeah. There's a lot of conjecture over what happened to Grogu later on in the series.
Fucking Kylo got to him, didn't he?
Yeah, well, they say that because, like, he was one of the... Were you telling me online? No, that was someone else that basically was like, obviously he gets killed because Kylo killed all the students. And,
he was part of the fucking...
That didn't happen for another 20 years because, like, at this point, when Grogu is in The Mandalorian, it's a good 20 or so years away at least from when Kylo's, like, old enough
so Rey Skywalker's just been born.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm hoping that Grogu kind of got away. Basically, he was a student, and then he's like, all right, I'm good. You know, considering how much he'd learned in, like, a few months. And he'd already had a little bit of training before, so maybe he gets out of there and just does his own thing. I can't imagine Disney killing off Baby Yoda. It's just too much of a...
I fully expect him to become, by the end of next season, Grogu the blah, blah, blah. He's going to get a nickname. Because what they're going to do...
It's pretty hard to beat Baby Yoda as a nickname.
Because there was originally... Well, because there was never any Funko Pops as Baby Yoda.
It just says the child.
The child.
Yeah.
Now they'll be Grogu.
Yeah.
You bet your ass they'll do a fucking nickname so they can do a whole new set of Grogu the blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah. Whatever sells. Fantastic Four movie has been confirmed for the MCU. We all knew that was going to come one day.
Fantastic news.
Don't really know about casting yet. I'm hoping they still...
John Krasinski.
Yes, with his wife.
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, her. That would be... It's a no-brainer. Just
Zac Efron is... what's his name? Johnny Blaze. Is that right?
That's the fiery dude?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Johnny
that
Blaze?
makes sense.
Yeah.
Johnny, that could work. Zac Efron. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
He's got that body where he's sort of... You could do the whole transition from being on fire to kind of naked but without any visible stuff that would keep it from... Yeah. They're not going to go full like the Watchmen.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a silhouette type thing.
Who would you have as the Thing, though?
Seth Rogen. That could work. Like, especially considering he's Jewish. And it's like a thing made of stone. Like a golem. I don't know. I'm down for it.
I hate you.
Just picture it.
I hate you.
I'm sorry. We're going to briefly mention The Last of Us 2, won Game of the Year. That was with, I don't know, that big competition where everyone
Animal
voted.
Crossing.
It should. I still think Cyberpunk, like it came out this year.
Fuck off. Nah, I'm cutting you off. As the producer of the show, I'm cutting you off here.
All right. I mean, obviously it's buggy as fuck.
Exactly why it can't.
Right.
If the game doesn't function on all platforms, it does not win Game of the fucking Year.
I'm just talking about in terms of the impact it made on my, like, the amount of time I played it.
The game was already fucking over by the time this came out.
I know, that's silly. It should be everything that came out this year.
Exactly. This didn't come out.
It came out in, like, December.
It should be everything... Okay. The Game Awards should everything that come out in the 365-day period between the Game Awards.
I mean, I think if it's Game of the Year, it should be whatever came out that year.
The game was not out.
Fuck me, I guess. I know, they should do the Game of the Year awards in January.
Yeah. I'm cool with that.
That would fix it.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously it wouldn't win. No one would agree with me on that, and I understand why. To me, I've enjoyed it more than any other game this year.
The internet broke a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, no one's been happy with the nature. Even the developers were pissed off at the owners or the corp suits, those fucking tombs.
I'm not even talking about Cyberpunk.
The internet broke because of...
something that happened during the Game Awards.
Oh, what happened? I missed that.
It was a Smash announcement. People
Ooh.
lost their fucking
Did
minds.
they finally get Waluigi?
No. What are you fucking Pete? Get the fuck out.
Sorry.
There will be no Peter Stein on this podcast.
Miss you, dude.
Yeah, like he fucking watches this. Peter!
He's got his own stream.
I am talking to you. They announced
So ableist.
Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's one of the main characters.
That
Like
is
the bad
the
guy.
villain.
Yeah.
That is the antagonist
Right.
of Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
And he looks dope as shit.
All right. Yeah. I don't really play Smash, but that sounds cool. Like, put everyone in. Why just drip feed?
I mean, the
put them all
last,
in.
you know what they put the last character was, right?
No.
It was Minecraft Steve.
Oh, cool.
And he broke the meta quite a bit.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
I don't know. People enjoy it, so good for them.
You're going to love
Last
it.
of Us 2 won. That was obviously a controversial game as well. I enjoyed it. I think it had some weak points. I think the story, it was brave. Let's put it that way.
Wow, why would you say something so controversial? It's so brave.
Yeah, basically. It was the epitome of that phrase. And I think some of it was a little on the nose and like clearly going like for the sake of being different or whatever, potentially. But I still think it was a beautiful story. And I think it's the only game this year that made me cry. So it gets points there. I just think some of the game mechanics are a little broken. So there was some issues, obviously, with Cyberpunk. People trying to stop the awful glitch of a penis popping through someone's character's pants. Personally, no issue there. They did release an apology. That's going to be real loud. Oh, wow. That's still in my collection? Oh, man. Let's not bring that up on...
It's just,
Yeah. What's it called?
It's called Censored.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot this even existed. It's got a weird name. I can't even read it. The font is like the same color as the background. So it's just awful. Bilitis? It sounds like an STD.
Oh, I was like...
And then when you read the
Yeah, when you read the back,
it just gets worse.
It just gets worse.
Oh, I forgot that was there.
It goes on. I'm like, oh, this doesn't seem too bad to...
I don't know.
Oh, God. What are you gradually responding to? Oh, God.
Well, there's not many directors with the same last name as me, so I thought it was in a bargain bin, and I was like, maybe it's good. And
Well,
I was
you know
like,
what?
oh,
You know
wow.
what? You know what? You know what? You justified that enough for me because I was fairly concerned.
Yeah.
It makes sense of why you own this.
I was a bit curious. I watched about 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, no.
And you went,
The
no,
70s
no,
were a
no,
different time. That was made in the same era when, God, what's her name? She ended up dating Charlie Sheen, I think, or someone like that, a bald one. She was like 11 or something, and her mum put her in Playboy.
Yeah, I'm not touching that. I do one every fucking episode, and I think I picked the right one.
Oh, you do? I didn't know that was a thing. This will
Nah,
pop up.
save
I'm
it
sure
for
she was
next
11.
episode.
It was ridiculous. Brooke Shields.
Oh.
That's who it was. And at the time, I don't know, people were just like, yeah, it's arty. You know, it's art, whatever. But obviously now that would be not good.
What'd you say in the Boston accent? Yeah, it's art. Yeah, me and my dog. It's art.
Have you seen that show yet? Probably not. The one I recommended. Wayne, was it?
Wayne's World? No, I've not seen Wayne's World.
It's on Prime. It's got that kid.
Oh, Wayne? Yeah, no, I haven't seen that yet. I don't have time. Christmas kind of bit me.
I thought you weren't working.
I was working.
All right. Yeah, I don't know.
The amount of times you messaged me and I responded with, I'm at work.
Oh, back then, yeah. Okay. At least you got paid. That's good. Someone's getting paid. So they made an apology. I'm trying to pick out highlights. They were just saying basically...
PlayStation Store have removed it from purchase and are refunding all digital purchases upon request. Xbox Store are refunding all digital purchases on request. However, it is still available for purchase.
Yeah. You can contact us for a week up until December the 21st. So that was a bit... People were upset with that because they were like, take it to the shop you bought it, but if not, email us, but only until the 20th of December. So it was like, why are you putting on like... what about people that bought it as a Christmas present? And then, just realise that it's broken. I personally have enough patience. I grew up playing Bethesda games, or at least grew up like...
You grew up watching Bethesda.
Yeah. I'm used to broken RPGs. Like, there's so much they have to put into it that there's going to be things I couldn't test for, I guess.
I might finally play Skyrim, because it's on Game Pass.
Oh, wow. Finally. Yeah, I mean, I was a bit annoyed that it came out before I finished Skyrim, because that game is so big. So I'm just going to have to play through the entire story that I'm in at the moment on Cyberpunk, then go back to Skyrim, and hopefully by the time the PS5 comes out...
You mean restocks?
Yeah, or at least I can get one. I've finished Skyrim and I can play Cyberpunk all over again with a new build. Because one thing that frustrates me about it, one of the many things, is that you can only level up to, I believe it's level maybe 50. But either way, there's a cap. And that means that you can't max out all your perks. And there's a lot of perks. There's hundreds of different ways you can level up.
And when you can't reset your tree.
You can't reset your attributes, which is like your main, say, if you're a role-playing game D&D guy, like your strength, your dexterity.
And there's no mods to alter that?
Not yet. They'll probably change it down the line, but you can reset your skill tree. You have to go to a Ripperdoc and spend 100 grand, but there is a chip you can buy which lets you redistribute all your skill points. And 100 grand, if you played Cyberpunk at all, that's a lot of money. It's basically like it's as hard to get in the game as it would be to get in real life. Okay, that's not true. If you were as powerful as you were in the game, in real life, you could just go around robbing places. It's a lot. I'm just going to play through, get as far as I can in whatever I'm doing mostly, which at the moment is quick hacks. So I'm doing, I guess that's intelligence. So I'm building that up.
I do a lot of cool.
It's like a weird min-max.
I do a lot of cool and a lot of strength.
Yeah, cool I'm not touching. I left that at 4. And yeah, I'm getting by fine. Because it only helps you be sneaky. I'm not getting busted that often as I am with the sneaking. And as long as you can see someone far off in the distance, you can still quick hack them. And that will get you further than trying to sneak up behind everyone and grab them. Because I've done that a few times, and if you do it to the wrong guy, he'll just turn around and go, fuck you, bang. I'm just going to stick to the awful camping type play style, right? Hide somewhere and just smash everyone from a distance.
Aliens reportedly getting a TV series with Ridley Scott.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
And if it's anything like that one show he did, Raised by Wolves.
That's the one, yeah. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Then I'm down.
Yeah.
The story got a little wonky by the end, but it was a great use of an Australian actor, Travis Fimmel, who was the lead in Vikings.
Oh, yes, I know who you're talking about.
So I recommend that. Just for the visuals alone, it's amazing. And the atmosphere, it's very reminiscent of Prometheus in the things that it got right.
That screen protector, or is that your fuck screen now?
That's my fuck screen.
What'd you do this time?
Gets dropped whenever it gets near my hand. So one other thing that Project Red, or rather CD Project, they need to fix that name. They need to come up with something a bit more just rolls off the tongue. But speaking of tongues...
Well, see, here's the thing. If it doesn't roll off the tongue and you've got to specify, you've got to figure out exactly what it is every time, people remember it.
True. Yeah, it is a weird name. They are Polish, so I guess that makes sense. It's going to take a while to recover from this because A, they're getting sued, B, their stock prices dropped by half.
Plummeting.
Yeah, they've lost so much more capital.
Real good time to buy stock in them, honestly.
Yeah, because it'll bounce. They did sell a lot of copies. They did sell 13 million copies. That includes...
Which was more than Call of Duty did, I believe.
Yeah, and it's
3 days.
That's after taking into account all the refunds. So it's done well, other than the fact that it was an absolute shit show with all the bugs and stuff, because they weren't allowing reviewers Xbox or PlayStation 4 code, or at least to review them on one. They were like, we'll give you the PC version, and it has to be on a really high-end PC, but we're not going to let you review it on a console, and we clearly know why now. So that was a little underhanded and deceptive, and very corpo of them. The irony of them releasing a game about the tyrannical nature of corporations controlling our lives, then doing a shitty corporate thing.
Maybe if we didn't, send them death threats and push them to release them.
Developers should not be sent death threats. That's not cool. Please don't do the whole death threat thing. But I still think the company's got a lot to answer for, and hopefully... If
you didn't push them to release the game before...
That's going to be a big red flag from now on, if they're asking you to just review it on the PC. Not a good sign. One other thing they've had to adjust is the amount, and it's a distractingly large amount of dildos in the game.
Here's the thing. I haven't seen one.
Yeah, they must have patched it since you started.
3 days in?
Yeah. Well, there was a patch, on release, 1.05 or something, and then there's been at least 3 or 4 that have had to download, probably 30 gigs in all. But I thought that was a little over the top, a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. So I'm fine with dildos. All they do is apparently this was a bad idea. I picked a perk, and like you said, you can't like unpick it once it's on, which is annoying. It automatically disassembles anything that can be. That was a bad idea because there's a lot of stuff you get that's worth a lot of money that it just automatically disassembles.
Yeah,
So
I did the
don't
same
do that.
thing.
Yeah, nice. Because you find like NDAs, counterfeit things, like documents, all that sort of stuff that you can sell for decent money, automatically gets just turned into paper or something useless, like a common component.
Yeah.
So, and another thing, if you get like legendary and epic and rare weapons, don't disassemble them. Just a waste of resources. You can get decent money selling them, but I pretty much only disassemble the common and maybe uncommon guns when I've run out of... And also, because we're Australia, we've, god damn it, gone and banned another game. And it was one of the more interesting games from the Xbox X reveal, billed as a console exclusive. It's called The Medium. It's a psychological horror adventure, and it renders 2 in-game worlds at the same time. Is that a bit like the Upside Down?
Potentially.
For Australians, that catch that we have for this is that it's been refused classification. I'm not sure why. I'm hoping they submit like what they've done before and just had to resubmit it and get it eventually approved. But yeah, I mean, it is horror. There might be some... It's weird the things that they ban, because clearly lots of games have nudity, like Cyberpunk, and that's fine. So I don't know how they got away with that. We're not as bad as Singapore or Malaysia, but still, come on, guys. Just let them do games. Like, it's this weird, outdated thinking that I think the classification board still has. Like, they're just a bunch of... They're not even boomers. They're, like, older than boomers. And they're just like, why would children need to see nudity or learn about drugs? Like, they haven't cottoned on to the fact that most gamers aren't kids
even
anymore.
with stuff getting banned, there are just so many ways around it. Question, what's the date on that fucking thing? How far are we in?
Oh, that was the 16th. So getting there, bro. Like, what are you at? Then?
An hour.
Oh, already?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm thinking, do I want to make this two? I'm thinking, do I want to make this 2 episodes?
Come back, and I won't do the Disney stuff till next time. Tom Cruise, I don't know if you heard his little rant. It was almost as good as Christian Bale's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about certain crew members not wearing masks, I believe, and he got a little bit upset.
Well,
so there's
at least
already
he's health conscious.
There's already been like cartoon versions of it and stuff like that, so I recommend looking that up. It's a bit of a laugh. Basically does the same character he did in Tropic Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's,
I will skull fuck you!
Yeah. I think they even like deep faked that scene with this rant.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's what
and if you haven't noticed, we have a shiny new green screen.
Yay, no rips or tears.
Yet.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 cats that tend to get a bit carried away, so we'll see how we go.
And it's still not even fully on the ground like I wanted it to be. It's the one thing I asked, and you put it all the way at the fucking top.
Apparently, Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O are in hospital after only 2 days of filming Jackass 4. I mean, at what point do you just say, come on, guys, you're like in your 50s now, let's just let it go.
It's much harder to bounce back.
Like, pass the torch on to a new generation.
How much for you to join the Jackass 4 movie cast?
$12.
Yeah.
I would just like to hang out with them, to get paid enough to eat and like have rent paid for.
Yeah, but you gotta do the stunts.
Yeah, I mean, I can handle anything except like the gross out stuff. So, like where they put him in a porta potty and like knocked it around, that would be pretty tough. But if it's just like the stunts, you'd be surprised. I've got a pretty high pain threshold, so no, I'd want decent. I mean, yeah, obviously, if you're getting put in the movie, you've got royalties there, so definitely worth it. We had, speaking of Mandalorian, Boba Fett actor Jeremy Bulloch dies at 75. He had a good innings, but it's like, how many people are left now from the original Star Wars movie? I know you've got
Harrison Ford,
Harrison Ford,
James Earl Jones.
Maybe some of like the minor actors that were like flying X-Wings and stuff like that. I can't believe James Earl Jones is still alive. He's doing well.
He's God. What are you going to do?
That black don't crack. Good for him. Hey, that's a compliment. It's all right, man.
Yeah, okay, mate. Okay, buddy. Okay, you were...
Barack Obama released a list of his favourite TV and films.
And The Boys is on it.
Yeah, right up the top there. So it makes you think how close they got to how the world was. I also like that Better Call Saul is right up there. Queen's Gambit, great series. I recommend that. I May Destroy You. I think I've seen a little bit of that. That was that English actress or actor. Sorry, that's a gender-neutral term now. So The Good Lord Bird, I really enjoyed that with Ethan Hawke. He's insane. He's a complete mad lunatic, just running around shooting and pillaging, and somehow, thankfully, he's on the right side of history trying to free the slaves.
Really pretty. Really pretty.
Is she? Okay. Don't think she's in it. But
Maya Hawke, Stranger Things.
Oh, cool. Oh, didn't know that was his daughter. Good for her.
Yeah, the plays Robin.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Steve's friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm like gay, and he's like, cool.
I could say, yeah, she's really pretty, but then like, isn't she a teenager?
No, she's like 26.
All right, cool. So
I
she's
think,
really pretty.
yeah.
Devs, that's that.
She looks like a mother.
Nick Offerman.
She's definitely over 18. Let's say she's done fucking not safe for work shoots. Her tits have been out.
Oh yeah, okay, that one. 22 years.
22.
Right.
We're good.
All right, so Maya Hawke is 22, so we can all relax. And because there was a bit of like cringeworthy stuff around women pining after the young male actor, and that was a bit dodgy because he is a teenager, like young teenager. So yeah, a bit weird.
Yeah, it's like
a
that
bit of a double
situation.
standard.
Like I saw a post in TikTok about a news article, someone reacting to a news article where a middle schooler fucking boy got back at his 5 bullies by sleeping with all of their mums.
Was that real though? Because it sounds like one of those ones that's on like an Onion style website.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd like to think that.
But I'd like to believe.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But see, the problem is, it's this standard right here where everyone, if it was a female sleeping with the fathers, everyone go, oh, God, no. But it's the fact that it's the male sleeping with the mothers. Everyone's like, not going, oh, he's a victim.
I can't imagine that ever changing.
Yeah.
It's like the teachers getting a slap on the wrist for sleeping with male students. I think that's changing. They're starting to get real, lengthy sentences.
Well, look at That's My Boy.
Past,
Maybe That's My Boy, Adam Sandler. That's all it's...
Oh, I haven't seen that, yeah.
How have you not seen that? You need to watch... It's such a good...
Adam Sandler, though?
It's honestly so fucking good.
All right.
It's on Netflix.
I'll check it out if you watch Wayne.
Yeah.
If that's what it's called. Devs, Nick Offerman. Check it out. It is good. Last Dance, I'm not too sure about. The Good Place, another great show.
Obviously.
So he's got good taste.
Yeah.
His movies... I don't recognise too many of those. Somehow he saw Soul before it was released. So, I guess...
Former President of the United States.
Yeah, I'm sure he gets a little bit of a taste there of some of the good stuff before it officially drops.
Yeah, and also one of the most popular presidents of the United States of all time.
Yeah,
it's like him and Clinton.
Yeah, but Clinton's legacy was definitely marred by the whole Monica Lewinsky thing.
Yeah, but still the thing is, it's Clinton.
I don't know.
Everyone's just like... Apparently, when you meet Clinton, you just
you're super charming.
About it. Yeah.
But and now he's been associated with, how many times did he go to that Epstein Island? Like 26 or something? I'm yet to hear anyone sort of carry on about how amazing he was. Like even Obama, it's like people generally just kind of, they don't lay shit on him, except for people that are really into politics. They're like, okay, he could have made better decisions here and there and there. Or right-wingers who are just like, he's not on our team, so fuck everything that comes from the left. Yeah, there was an article here about the use of tamoko. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a kind of Polynesian style tattoo art. I haven't read the article, to be fair, but it says it's definitely appropriation. I don't know, because I like to think it seems more like representation if you can use it.
Oh, fucking we're going about the appropriation bullshit again.
Well, it's just...
All right, okay.
All right, I'll click on it.
Here's my thing about... Because I've seen... You've shared some posts lately about appropriation of cultures in video games.
Sure.
There was also the Afro thing.
Yeah, right. There was the fact that you could... Was it a character in a Wii game or something? It was like a really cartoony style game. And you could pick an Afro. And it's like, what's the issue there? How do they know if you're not... It's almost like I've seen people complaining about using GIFs in comment threads where the character in the GIF is like a black actor or something. And then, oh no, that's appropriation if you're not black. I've heard people say that. And I'm just like, no, that's too far.
It's a situation of... It's a video game. That is my only argument. It is the only argument that I need. Your opinion is stupid. Shut up.
I was really disappointed because I wanted to play it, but I'm not going to give them my money after they appropriated my culture. So these are people from that culture that aren't happy. This woman, Watson, who's been a gamer for more than 30 years, was really upset. News reporter Irini Kaipara described it as an absolute disgrace, and it's ignorant, and it's just absolute stupidity. I don't understand. I mean, obviously...
Again, it's a video game. What if there's someone who's... These are Polynesian face tattoos, correct?
Yeah, and...
Okay, so what if there's someone who is Polynesian and they play a character who, in their mind, is a Polynesian character, and they want to put face tattoos? It's a fucking video game, Watson.
Watson works as a cultural consultant. So that's a job.
And you can culturally kiss my ass.
Well, okay. You've not held back there. I don't know, it just goes on, and
You have a stupid opinion and get a stupid response.
They don't seem to be addressing your response or mine, what if how is it not representation? Maybe they could dial in the fact that, okay, it has to be a person of colour that kind of looks the part to get the tattoos.
Again, no. Because see, here's the fucking thing.
But there are white passing...
Exactly. Fucking, you know how many white New Zealanders that I know that have fucking face tattoos?
Right.
Shut the fuck up, Watson. Culturally kiss my ass.
Yeah, so they lost $641 million in shares so far. It's just insane.
It's fine. It'll make it back when the DLC
investors
comes
might
out.
sue them because of materially misleading information. I think they're talking about, the review issue with not putting it on consoles, making it look better than it was going to be. And there was a lot of content apparently that got cut. Just from reading Reddit threads and things, there's a lot of stories hinted at and characters glossed over that you're like, oh, that would have been nice to have. And I'm hoping that over the years...
Yeah, well, I would...
There's going to be DLC, there's going to be more stuff that they open up.
And this is not a full Watch Dogs scenario. This is nowhere near as bad as Watch Dogs.
What happened with them? Because I know there was a recent release. I don't know if it's any good.
The original Watch Dogs. Remember that at fucking E3? How amazing it looked? And then
yeah. It really was a downer when that came out. I just wasn't very excited about the whole... I don't know why. Because you're hacking stuff.
It's the exact same fucking premise. And you're just like, eh.
It's just not in a Blade Runner-y world. So I'm like, yeah.
If I up the contrast and I change the hue, will that do it for you?
Yeah. Add a bit more neon and I'm down. She-Hulk will be a half-hour legal comedy, Kevin Feige reveals. Didn't see that coming. I know the character is a lawyer, but okay, that could work. Just do it like Brooklyn 99 money.
No, it's like this is the code of laws in our court. And she just goes, "Fuck your code of laws," breaks.
Yeah. Just no budget until the last episode, and then all the CGI money in some final crazy scene.
Yeah. She's fighting the judge, who's like Mordok, and he's fucking in his floating chair.
Yeah. All right, so going back to Wonder Woman.
Yes.
You have seen it.
I have seen it.
It has had mixed reviews.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that. I don't think I need spoilers. I know the rough story. Pedro Pascal's this
Max Lord
sort of, what's he supposed to be, kind of like a Trumpian figure. And he comes up with this, or somehow finds this, I guess Pedro Pascal seems to be playing a Trumpian style, plutocrat or con man, he runs some kind of big company, and he somehow discovers the MacGuffin of the film, which is something you can make wishes on.
Can you explain what a MacGuffin of the film is for our younger
Well,
audience?
just where you're chasing this one object, where with the Avengers movies, it would be any of the... orbs, what do you call those things?
Stones.
The stones that, what's his name's after? The big guy. Thanos. Man, senility is
awesome. You're doing great today.
Yep, just firing on all cylinders.
If you guys could see the outtakes, which don't worry, there'll be a video later.
That's what a MacGuffin is. It's basically like a narrative device that everyone's trying to get, or that moves the story along. In this film, apparently that's how Steve Trevor comes back, because of all the things that Wonder Woman could wish for, it's just her old boyfriend from the 40s. And also is used by Kristen Wiig, is it?
Kristen Wiig.
To become this tigress, huntress character.
I can go more into it if you'd like.
Yeah, I know, you've actually seen it. I'm just going off reviews I've read. And then, shit happens, and apparently it's a bit too long. and has some cool sequences, but some other stuff that's not so great. But you can probably do it better. I will definitely be seeing it by the next episode.
First of all, what was your opinion on spoilers?
As long as it's not ridiculously like, Mark Hamill style spoiler. Because that was a spoiler. We didn't warn you. But we figure by now, if you're into The Mandalorian, you would have seen...
Okay, well, pay attention to the post-credits is what I'll tell you for that.
All right, okay.
You get the invisible jet.
Oh,
finally,
cool.
Which I assume later she proceeds to lose.
It'd be easy enough to do.
Yeah,
I mean, how do you find it?
Considering the point of the matter is by the end of the film, she can fly.
Oh, right. I thought she could fly, like, in...
by the end of the film...
Oh, this is before...
By the end of the film, she figured out how to fly.
Right, yeah, because obviously she flies in Justice League, but that's set later, so that works.
Kristen Wiig is sent the stone because it was part of in the opening credits, opening scenes of the movie, a heist, not even of a jewelry store, of the back room of a jewelry store, which is used as a front for a black market selling.
Obviously.
Which the stone is there.
So it is a stone.
It is a stone. It gets sent to Kristen Wiig, who is a gemology expert.
Oh.
Works in the same museum as Diana.
Of course. And she kind of worships Diana. I think she's really awesome.
Yeah. Because, again, it's Diana. She thinks she's wonderful. I'll leave now.
Oh, God. That's your second. 3 strikes and you're out.
It's a good thing you missed the other one. I don't even think she actually does the stone first. I think it's Diana does the stone first because she indirectly goes... It's like this stone, because it's in Latin. It's like, oh, you're meant to, make a wish for the stone, and it's supposedly meant to come true. And she's like, I know what I'd wish for. She doesn't say anything out loud. She just sort of thinks it, and then sort of like there's wind in the room.
Oh, of course, always that magical wind.
And then,
so she's not believing in the wish. She's not like, oh, now I can make this wish. It was just kind of like a throwaway wish.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
However, Kristen Wiig, name I'm forgetting, got her wish. She's like, I know what I would wish for. And again, still not really believing that it works.
Okay.
But she's like, I'd want to be just like Diana.
Yeah.
Becomes like Diana.
I thought she became like a tiger woman.
Again, I'll get into it.
All right.
Max Lord, on the other hand, who is basically...
That is a cool name. It does sound like a porn producer's name.
A failed oil tycoon.
Right.
And I have an issue with his character. Because he's both a really great dad and then a terrible person and then a really great dad again.
That's okay. People are complicated.
His wish is to become the stone. So he absorbs the stone. And the stone is like... It's like a monkey's paw.
Yeah. There's always a catch.
Yeah.
All right.
So then he, at that point, gets to decide what he takes in exchange for the wishes. So he gets whatever the fuck he wants. He gets pretty sickly by the end of the film. At one point, Kristen Wiig turns all super evil. Fucking surprise there. Because at one point, some dude tries
He basically becomes like the devil. Because isn't that the Crossroads type thing? Like, hey, you can wish for something like to become the greatest jazz musician ever.
He does it in a much more subtle way. He does it in a much more subtle way.
Sounds very similar. All right.
But yeah, Kristen Wiig's character turns evil because it starts with she goes out to dinner with Diana. And then that night she wishes on the stone. The night beforehand, some dude tries to sexually assault her, essentially. And Diana's like, nah, fuck ya, push. Oh, I left my keys. I had to come back. What good timing. You start to see little hints of it, like she's suddenly able to walk really good in heels, or like some guy hits on her at work and all that.
This is Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So she's super strong.
Yeah, and then later in the film, she runs into the same guy who tried to sexually assault her.
Right.
And she just beats the shit out of him. And it gets fucking
It's like
bad.
true romance style.
And it's just and then he's on the ground, he's already done, and she just keeps kicking him.
Yeah.
And it's not like kick, it's fucking you have booted a small child.
No, it sounds cathartic.
And then it gets really dark. And then the homeless man who she keeps feeding and she's friends with, so he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, mind your own business. And she runs off. And then eventually she learns all about the stone and all that because she still is friends with Diana.
You don't need to watch it now.
Yeah.
It's giving us
Yeah.
This isn't a review.
Yeah.
This is just telling us what happened.
I'm telling you how she becomes Cheetah. That's my only point.
Oh, Cheetah, that's it. All right.
And she ends up aligning herself with Lordy, and he's just like, oh, I make another wish. I'm feeling generous. She wants to become an apex predator.
She gets a second wish.
And he doesn't
goes
take
all out.
anything from her. And she becomes Cheetah. And then the Cheetah fight scene.
How good is the CGI with Cheetah?
Cheetah's fine, but the problem... See, but it's a double standard on that in a way.
Was it bad CGI and something else?
It's no, because it's for one, it's better than Cats, is what I'll say.
Apparently, that's not hard.
Two, kind of hard to tell when the fight scene with her and Diana is incredibly dark.
Oh, they went DC.
Yeah,
Right.
even with the golden armor, it's incredibly dark.
Cheating. All right.
I think the ending was That's something. I'll
Okay.
give it like a 3.7
Out of 5.
out of 5.
That's not too bad. Yeah, no, it's 2 hours long. I've heard it could be tighter, but I don't mind it. That's more time I get to spend with my son, and we'll maybe have another crack at the VR afterwards. And it'll be, by then, January. So looking forward to seeing that. And at least we got like one big superhero movie in 2020.
I honestly would have. If it was in the movies, I would have gone and saw Alien again, the original.
Yeah,
'Cause they were doing that for a bit.
I'm sure they did it in a couple of the smaller cinemas. Like they always show Blade Runner. They did do Akira again recently, so sort of pissed I missed that.
Anytime you put the original Alien movies in the fucking cinemas, I will go and watch
Definite
them.
classics. So yeah, it's not at that level, but it sounds fun. So
Then I realised Harrison Ford's like 79.
wow, yeah, he's getting on.
Yeah.
He's looking good. I just got a Harrison Ford pop actually
I'm not going to be ready for when he
because they were JB Hi-Fi. I think they were 20% off the pop figures.
Do you want to know how much,
Not much there though.
as someone who is a former JB Hi-Fi employee,
Giving you the inside.
yeah,
Guys.
we got, the staff discount is cost.
Oh,
So-
okay, that's not bad. That's an okay discount.
Yeah, it's an okay discount.
Wow.
Yeah. Literally the best
that
discount.
surprises me compared to like Kmart and Coles and all that.
Came
It's
out like 5%.
yeah, 5%.
Yeah, where JB Hi-Fi, it's cost, which is the greatest fucking. It's literally, I miss working at JB Hi-Fi for that fucking
Yeah,
reason.
no, okay. Well, maybe it's hard for them to keep employees because one thing I notice whenever it's even slightly busy is you can't find any.
Yeah.
Like, it's so frustrating.
I'm pretty certain JB Hi-Fi have a do not rehire list. I'm pretty certain.
Right.
Or they have a blacklist where it's like once you leave, you're out. They pay $11 for a pop.
Okay, that's more than I expected.
Yeah.
I would have thought they would pay like 5 maybe.
Yeah.
Because some of them were selling them for like 10.
Yeah.
And I guess they're just trying to get them out. But yeah, I ran into a little problem at my local JB, and apparently every JB in Western Sydney, is that they have a huge wall of record players. You know, the vinyl things. My son, for some reason, is a bit of a Bondi hipster, wants to have his very own
But they don't sell any record players.
Well, they have a whole wall of them. There's at least a dozen sitting there, and they're all going out.
Oh, but they don't sell any
clearance.
vinyls.
Well, they have vinyls. You can buy those. There's a
oh,
whole
okay.
section.
So what?
The problem is, if you go to purchase a vinyl record player, after the third person was pulled from out the back, when I eventually found a staff member to go look for someone who knew anything about them at all, and even he admitted in the end that no, he just had a record player at home, but didn't really know anything about like the market or what's good and blah, 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 like what it all meant. Like a direct drive, apparently I had to do some research on Google, and it was like, it's quieter and it doesn't vibrate as much. That's the one I wanted. It was like $300 off. Give me that now. I'll take it home. All right, let me just see if we've got any out the back. Comes back, nothing at all. I don't even have the power cable. We don't have a box at all. So it's just that one on display. And if you want, you can buy it, and I'll send you the power cable later. It's like, no, I think maybe this one. Let me go out the back. This happened about 5 times before he realized that they had no record players, and that they were all just on the display, and they didn't even have anything to go with them. Like if you wanted to take one off the floor, you would just take home like a record player with nothing to hook it up to.
Whoever you were with was a dum-dum.
Well, I went through everyone there, and they had all these like amplifiers and receivers and all that. None of that stuff you could take home. And then he admitted that, oh yeah, except for the ones with the blue tooth, you won't be able to hear the music because we don't sell the speakers. And he looked it up online, like all the other JB stores. None of them had any. So I ended up buying him some nice headphones. So
well, the first thing I would have done is I would have checked what we had in stock, because they've got 5 options, I think. Also, the system would have been really easy to check. Literally every fucking store in Sydney. Like that.
Yeah, well, that's what he eventually checked, and none of them had stock.
And
he thought there might be some at the back, because I know what it says on the computer sometimes is wrong. So
rarely.
yeah. Okay.
It's, if anything, sometimes what it says on the computer says we have some when we don't.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think
Not
on the
vice versa.
on the computer it said they did, and they certainly didn't. So I don't know. That's my little rant.
My
Not
second
enough
point
staff, and
is
the ones they do have aren't trained at all.
no, there's no training whatsoever. No, you want to? I have. Here's what I've learnt working at JB Hi-Fi. Every fucking single salesman is talking out their ass.
Yeah. That does not surprise me.
And we have no souls. I have sold a Gears of War Xbox fucking bundle to a man who said to me, just make sure it's nothing too violent. No problem. Not to mention,
Don't mind that chainsaw gun.
like an
that's
extra
on the cover.
$600 with add-ons on top of that.
Yeah.
No soul. I literally had someone in the back just go, hey, does anybody know what the features of this TV are? Those cards that you see that says, like, this is what the TV has, those aren't for you.
Yeah.
They're for us.
I don't know how they make so much money, but
100 grand, it's like 100 grand a week or 100 grand a day.
what?
JB Hi-Fi and Blacktown.
Oh, that they put through in sales. But where's the margin? Is it TVs? Because I think the margin's pretty thin on TVs and laptops. Like, there's not much they can do to the price, other than what the manufacturer comes
What
out.
do you think,
I
man?
don't know. You tell me.
I know what the markup is on a lot of these stuff. It's stupid.
Because I know with DVDs...
You know how much I would have paid Cyberpunk for if I still worked there?
What?
$55.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it ended up being $50 by the end of, like, the first week or two. It went the way of, like, I think it's almost as historically bad as the Fallout 76. Yeah. So it was just like 77. It's the new 76. And, yeah, that's it. The final article that just popped up today is that it has been confirmed on a proper website this time that Firefly is, now stay with me here, being not rebooted, but it's like set 20 years after, and it's like the children of the characters, but it's a comic book, so don't get too carried away. The artwork looks amazing, but yeah, it's not the TV show.
I'm going to make that's going to be our title. It's going to be a nice clickbait title of us just going, Firefly returning?
It's back! As a comic. I mean, I love comics, don't get me wrong, but the most we can hope for is that it does really well, and some producer somewhere is like, we could get the old gang back and get some new faces in, and we've got a show. So hopefully, I mean, Disney already has enough other irons in the fire, and that's what I'm going to leave for next episode. There's a whole long release schedule of awesome looking. There's enough Star
I would have
Wars
loved to cover the Loki trailer.
That looked like Owen Wilson.
If this is done by next week, I might come back to do it because there's still a lot of content we need to catch up on.
Yeah.
We are at exactly 1.5 hours, which is nice.
And I don't think there's that much fat to trim, but yeah, I'm hoping you stuck with this.
And if you didn't, I don't blame you.
We had a good time. At least I did. It was nice to catch up with someone else.
Yeah, about to say.
Family member during the holiday period. So, love you, Zor. Back to work tomorrow.
Not for me.
Yeah, but I guess this will be, by the time it's released, Happy New Year.
Yeah, hope you didn't get alcohol poisoning. Or, let's be honest, I hope you enjoyed your New Year's party with maximum of 10 people.
And how much worse can 2021 be, really?
Hey, what people...
Did I just jinx us?
Well, no, see, here's the thing. I made this joke earlier today to a friend. What people don't know is we're just in the beta. Just in the beta. Enjoy your dessert and get the fuck out.
It's Scottish there at the end.